Now, as you were made aware earlier, the proceeds of the book are going to a great cause, and I'd now like to call on Liam Lyons to talk about the Aurora Westport partnership.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Yes, it's hard after coming on here to talk after the Abbot, and then after Tom, since people so fluid with their words, so fluent. But anyway, I have a go. I'll be telling you a little bit about the start of Aurora, because it's such a long story. It'll be a whole sit itself for a whole night. And first thing is, I get it after, don't get the chance to thank the Abbot for coming to do this tonight. And after saying all those things, I have to get a much bigger hat for my head. Wonderful words. He mentioned there that the Queen said that this was her view. We've no Queen anymore. It's my view, my views, and anybody else that comes to admire the west of Ireland and any part of Ireland. So, okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, this first picture now this is the first time when Michael O'Donnell and I and Father Benny McHale went out after forming a partnership here through the Mail and the Post and meeting the medical missionaries here in Ireland. We selected Aurora as the ideal place to partner with Westport. And after a few years of the partnership then together, we decided we'd go out there and see what the money was being used for. So the three of us, Benny McHale, Father Benny McHale, many of you have heard of him, and Michael O'Donnell and myself, we went out, and I went out now really as an illustrator. I went out to record wherever we saw. And when we arrived in Aurora, it was really at that time a very difficult trip because there were no communication systems at all then. The nuns used to communicate between different missions by radio, shortwave radio, only certain times of the day. But anyway, we eventually got there after a long trip, and the three nuns were there, and the three of us arrived. And the native people were working there too, and the health centre said, "We're so happy for you sisters, your men have come." And of course, they invited about whose was who. But that was our first introduction, and the most wonderful people we met there, both natives and the medical missionary sisters. And when we came back to Ireland then, after spending a little while there, we put on some slideshows. We had a show in the Bank of Ireland in Dublin, and brought in our Mayo friends in Dublin, and various schools then, and community centres and that. So it took off from there. It has never varied. There was never any break in communication, even though the sisters changed and the order changed there. It's an Indian order now that Gertie or Mike will tell you about it after. And it's still thriving. The great thing about this partnership is that every single cent, every single penny goes directly to Aurora. Nothing is state administration. Every 2 years somebody goes out to the partnership and at their own expenses, we always went at their own expenses and buying the tickets ourselves. And still it was a wonderful experience. And after I just talk about that first one, and this one I want to get it out. This moves me very much, this picture. Because that was in 1960, 84. 84. Oh yeah, it's on it there. I remember it there, taking that picture, and when we came there, that little boy was at the door. And the more I look into this picture, I just don't want to look at it because I find it very moving. He had nothing. No clothes, no food, nothing. And when I look at the timber, the natural products there, the timber, the clay, and then the tears, the water down his chest. And the extended tummy, that's not food, that's from kwashiorkor. Kwashiorkor is a terrible disease that people are starving to death. It affects them. We did tell this missionary, we went back to the mission about this, and they said we'd do something about it, look after them. I'm sure they did too. But it's to make you angry to think that children can be like that. It should never happen. Anyway, we go on to the next one now. Now, there's a lighter picture. That's me and this little boy attached onto me when I was working. I had to have these light suits that you'd have to have two of them and change regularly because the temperature was so high. And that little boy latched onto me for the day, and that's a big lens on my hip there, and camera and tripod. Just went around, we took hundreds and hundreds of photographs, hundreds of them. And sometime I think there's a talk on Africa really for me. Some other time because I've been to many times twice to Kenya, and twice to Tanzania, and once to Malawi, and once to Mozambique, visiting missionaries there in all those places. And it would be an interesting talk some night and all those. I hope I get time to do that and get them together. But anyway, we go on to the next. Oh yeah, that might be of interest here. This was a gathering there of the way it's done there. The medical missionaries would bring the ladies there to a meeting, and they give them a talk about the dangers of AIDS and these various other illnesses. And the men would sit in one place and the women in another. They were never allowed to sit together. It's an old tradition, like we had in the church at one time here. And that man is a Marani, a warrior, a Maasai warrior. And to get that prestigious position, he had to prove his bravery by killing a wild animal. It could be a leopard or a cheetah or a lion, or with him on his own with a spear, to prove he was brave enough to protect his locality, and they would go to him anyone that needed protection. He had to be brave enough to do that. He was really honoured, and he was very aloof, would sit on his own away from everybody. And it's a very high prestigious post. You're like a teacher, you know it. So now here when you ask somebody, can you come along? No, I can't have you babysit. No problem with babysitting there. They just throw the baby on the back and go out to work in the fields, and the coffee fields, that one was. And the baby was very comfortable and very happy, sleeping away there, nice and snug. It's just a comparison to what we have here. We go to the next one, yeah. Now that actually common, I suppose we'll do it again with put it right sometimes in reverse. But the people are so friendly there when they meet. It might be only an hour later they meet again, they shake hands. It's just that tradition there, the friendliness. And I just that picture, I liked the thin arms of the limbs and the limbs of the tree that all blended in together. So that's why I put that in there. That's a little while they're so happy. Their smiles are wonderful. Beautiful smiles and so friendly, the children. Okay. Now, while I was there, I was looking for a definitive photograph that would tell the story of partnership. And just, I couldn't believe it when I was going up this escarpment, this hill. And this here, this little boy carrying his brother on his back. Now the little boy carrying him had nothing only that little cloth over, no other clothes. And that's his sister there. And to me that was it. He and heavy, my brother. As Westport, Aurora isn't too heavy for Westport, it has proved it not over the years. And Father Flanagan, that great priest from Williamstown, there's a statue to him there now in County Roscommon. He was in the Bronx in New York, and he was a lot of homeless boys and destitute boys, and he took them in his care. And he was there one day and he saw him crossing the river, carrying this little boy on his back, and he said, "He's too heavy for you." No, he said, "He's not, he's my brother." And that's a great song then, is He and Terry is my brother. You all probably know it, it's the story. So that's to me, it's the definitive partnership picture. We weren't long there when we saw the women coming down big bags of maize to the mill to have them ground. But there was a priest there, a Benedictine priest, would you believe it, Father Winfred, who was actually dying with a brain tumour. He died some years after that. He had started a maize mill there, and the women were bringing their bags of unground maize and have it ground and carry it home. Now the women do all the carrying there, wood, firewood, anything else, and children on their back and firewood and buckets of water and everything, and the men walk ahead with a stick, brave men. But anyway, the next picture will show you. Go to the next one. Yeah. The missionary sisters here are starting something there now, like could be a revolution. They're getting the men to go out to the fields too. And I got that picture there of the men working with the woman, the wife, tilling the fields. I think. Yes. And the other. Oh yeah. Go ahead. Yes, that's the last one. Over there. This is the labour ward, the delivery ward for babies. And a lot of difficulties there with children being delivered because of there's that terrible custom there of female circumcision, which creates all the difficulties at birth for mothers. But this was it, and they had no lighting, only a oil lamp with a wick made from a tallow lamp, yeah. So the first thing we did there, one of the very first things was to put in solar lighting. There's loads of sun there, plenty of sun. So that was one of the first of many, many projects after that. Gertie now, Michael will tell you after the amount of things that were done with the money that's come out there. And I would say 500,000, I think, another few 100,000 now, since that figure was released. And the other nice thing about it was when the medical missionary sister came after a couple of years, and she said, what you have done in Westport, you have saved 5,000 lives. So that was that. The other, yeah, go ahead. Oh, that's it, yeah. Well, the other thing, I see Margaret Joyce down there now with me many times in Africa, and I found a great form going to Africa. Instead of going with 2 men, about 3 ladies with me. And it made my work a lot easier. Not because they were any good to me, but the chiefs had great respect for me. They thought I was very well protected. 3 wives, and then they were in awe, and I said, I have another one back home.